Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Declan. If you enjoy talking about movies and TV in any way, shape or form, you're going to feel right at home here. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the news that is a couple of days late, but I still want to talk about it anyway because I do have some thoughts and I think this could be a fun video. We're going to be breaking down the new character who's going to be appearing in the second season of Amazon's The Boys, and that is the new character of Stormfront. So let's jump into it. So The Boys Season 2 should be coming out in the summer of this year, and it is a season I am very excited to see. If you saw my review for the first season, you'll know I absolutely adored that show just because it was such a surprise of how much I enjoyed it. I thought I was going to like it. I didn't expect I was going to love it to the extent that I did. I only really watched the show because it was the next thing that Anthony Starr was in. Anthony Starr, one of my favorite actors of all time, the lead actor of one of my favorite shows, Banshee, and he was going to be playing Homelander, and I mainly watched it just for him, but when I got into the show, I was absolutely floored by it. So it's safe to say I am very, very excited about Season 2, and what I was most excited to see going into Season 2 was if we were going to see any new supers being brought into the series, and it turns out we most certainly are, as we now have the reveal of our first new super member joining the Seven in the form of Stormfront. So who is Stormfront? Well, in the graphic novel, Stormfront is essentially a failed Nazi experiment who went absolutely insane and crazy and ended up being on the team of the Seven and ended up actually being possibly more insane and more crazy and more evil than even Homelander himself. And what's really interesting for the show is that they've actually gender bent the character. In the graphic novels, it is a male character, but for the show, it's going to be a female character, which is really awesome. I really like that in these kind of shows when they kind of gender bend the characters. Like in Marvel's upcoming The Eternals, they've gender bent like 3 of the characters. In this one, they've also gender bent Stormfront, which I think is really cool. And also what's interesting to note as well is that, as you will know if you've watched the series, each member of the Seven is essentially a rip-off of a member of the Justice League. Like, the Seven is meant to be a rip-off of the Justice League, you know, very intentionally, and each member is a rip-off of a specific member of the Justice League. So obviously, like, Homelander is Superman, Queen Maeve is Wonder Woman, A-Train is the Flash, the Deep is Aquaman, things like that. What's really cool about Stormfront is that he in the comics, or she in the show, is actually a rip-off of Shazam. So we are actually getting our own live-action version of Shazam in this version of The Boys in the TV series, which is really cool. Of course, Shazam, pretty popular at the moment. You know, we had a movie last year for Shazam. That was really fun. I really liked that movie. And I think that Shazam has really grown in popularity ever since that movie came out. So to kind of embrace that popularity and step on it by introducing a new character like this is a really good idea. And I'm really excited by the idea that as more members of the Seven get introduced, we're going to see more members of, like, from the DC Comics kind of come into the series, and now we're getting Shazam / Captain Marvel, which is really cool. So let's take a look at the character itself in the show. This is Aya Cash as Stormfront, and you can see that the suit and detailing is really good. I love the suits in The Boys. They're all super detailed and all super really well made, and you can see that here the suit for Stormfront is also really nice. I like the dark red maroon colors. They look really suit well for this character, it looks like, and also it seems like they are very much embracing and carrying over the idea of her being a failed Nazi experiment, because you can actually see that she does have a Nazi symbol, not the swastika, but another Nazi symbol on her belt, so you can see that they are very much keeping that element of the character there, which I think is obviously very authentic to the comics. So I'm very excited to see how they actually implement that into the story and if it comes in, and also how crazy she's going to be, because that is going to be really interesting for her character and really cool to see. So what about the actress Aya Cash? Now, I don't actually know a lot about Aya Cash. I know she's in The Wolf of Wall Street, but that's about it. I don't really know anything else she's been in, so I'm not particularly familiar with the actress, but at least looks-wise, she looks great as this character. Really professional, really cool, strong-looking, and I think that for a character like this, who's really going to become kind of the de facto female member of the Seven, to really go toe-to-toe with someone like Anthony Starr as Homelander, you need someone who's going to be strong and, you know, strong-minded to really go up against a character like that, especially because we know Queen Maeve from the end of the first season is kind of in fluctuation at the moment. She's kind of riding the line between being in the Seven and kind of going against them because of her personal feelings. So you kind of need someone like this to really go up against Homelander, and I think that is exactly what Aya Cash is going to provide. So what is going to be her role within the show and within the Seven? Well, I think that, as I mentioned before, this is going to be a character who's really going to go up against Homelander and kind of give him a piece of her mind, because Homelander needs someone like that. Homelander as a character the reason he is like he is because he has no one to say no to. Like, nobody will tell him no. No one will, actually stop him. So he needs someone to kind of come in and really tell him what's what. And I think that's what Stormfront is going to be. Whether they go down a relationship aspect with the two, I don't think so. I think that that's going to be a bit more safe for something else, but I think that their relationship is going to be very, very stretched. I think it's going to be them two very much at conflict with one another, because I think that Stormfront is going to very much take up a leadership position within the Seven. I think she's going to become, fighting for that leadership position with Homelander. And I think that that is going to be an exciting dynamic to see, because Homelander, of course, is a very jealous, very salty individual, and we know that he's not going to want to give up that power easily. So he is going to have a lot to say to Stormfront when she eventually shows up in the Seven. And I think that's really cool. And also, I think she is actually going to take up kind of the de facto leader, because it seems like, based on the end of the first season, Homelander isn't going to be as involved with the Seven in the second season as he may have been in the first season, because he's going to have his own storyline to be dealing with and his own thing going on. So I think that he might be away for a lot of the season dealing with that and not necessarily dealing with the Seven, which then allows Stormfront to kind of take up that leadership position and really become what Homelander was in that first season. And then when he comes back, that's when the conflict will arise, and that will create some very fun storylines and could potentially even fold through into season 3. Overall, though, I'm very excited to see the addition of Stormfront into this series. I love the boys. I cannot wait for this second season, and I'm really happy that we're getting more members of the Justice League kind of being ripped off and thrown into this series, because now we are getting Shazam, which is really cool. So I'm very excited about this. But what do you guys think about Stormfront? Make sure to let me know your thoughts about her in the comment section down below. Are you excited to see her, and what other characters from the graphic novels and also from just the DC comic canon would you like to see adapted into the boys? Make sure to let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, guys, if you want to see more TV reviews and TV related videos just like this one, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads from me, and I hope to see you guys again next time.